as you can see, I've got a mystery box in front of me, and they've labeled it to Mr. or Mrs. Mike Levy. Or Ms. Weird. Anyways, I've got a ton of stuff to show you guys. So you want to know what Miketendo got? It's all right here. This box is going to be opened last. This is a special item that I was originally going to do a separate unboxing video on, but what better time to do it than now on what did Miketendo get? So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to show you guys all the games and all the different things that I got that are video game related. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I got some really good deals. So let's go ahead and take a look. And cue the cat. So we're going to start off with Sonic Spinball. And this game I got for pretty much retail. Sonic Spinball was a purchase for about $5, so I paid a little bit over full retail value, which in most cases people are paying about approximately $4. So it's a great game. I actually got to the last level on my first real playthrough. I had my buddy Scott sit down with me, and we sat down and we really kind of hammered out the game, and he told me all the secrets and all the different various places to go in the level because I was clueless. So in all honesty, without his help, I wouldn't have made it very far. But yeah, I made it really far, got a really super awesome high score, so you know, nothing to brag about, but you know, I was really impressed with my performance in the game. So yeah, Sonic Spinball, tons of fun. Next game is going to be for the Game Boy Color. This is Power Quest. Now, Power Quest is a game that I'd like to review in the future. It was, I believe, developed by Sunsoft, and either that or no, it was published by Capcom. I can't remember. Cat, you're messing everything up, as usual. So Power Quest I got for $6.95, as you can see by the price tag. Still haven't removed it. Let's go ahead and do that, shall we? Why not? Oops. Well, luckily, these are very easy to remove. Yeah, so Power Quest for $6.95, not a bad deal. This game was really elusive. It took me a really long time to find it, but I finally did. The music is excellent. You guys gotta check out this soundtrack. It's one of the best soundtracks on the Game Boy Color. It goes on average for anywhere between $4 and $5, so again, paid a little bit more than retail on this one, but it was worth it because I didn't have to deal with shipping and I didn't have to deal with eBay, so in my book I consider it win-win, and I got the game that I've been looking for, so really cool. I picked up Exit on the DS. Now, I had heard about this game. I know that the game had sequels, I believe, on like the PSP, and I think the DS also had a sequel as well. This game's complete. Wow, I'm having a lot of trouble opening the game. The game is missing because it's actually in my 3DS upstairs, and it's got a manual and whatnot. And so I paid $3 for it complete, which is a pretty good price. Typically the game goes for approximately about like $7 or so, so I consider that a win in my book. I saved about $4 off of the regular retail price, so way to go. Now the game is basically like a platform puzzler. Think of like elevator action sort of stuff. Basically you play as this guy who's, everyone's like silhouetted kind of, and you go from room to room, and you basically have to save people from these burning buildings and bring them to safety. There's all these obstacles that you have to watch out for, so it's a lot of fun. The controls are a little wonky, I gotta say. Even after switching over to the regular like D-pad controls instead of the touch controls, I still struggle with it, but I just think I need more time with it, but it's actually a pretty fun game. Alright, next game is Uniracers. Now this I paid about $10 for on eBay, which is approximately what the game goes for, roughly. I didn't really want to pay too much more than that. Now, there's a story that goes with this. So you won't really be able to see it because I've gotten most of it off, but on the inner lip, like right here, there is some black marker, and also there was some black marker on the back, which you won't be able to tell because I used Magic Eraser to get it off. The funny thing is this eBay seller, who I guess it sounds like doesn't sell video games at all on eBay, basically put that the label and the cart and everything was in great shape. And I'm like, great shape. I'm like, dude, this thing is all marked up. So I was a little upset because now, I gotta go. I mean, it didn't take that much time, but I had to go and get a magic eraser, and I was like, just refund me for the cost of the magic eraser. So he cut me back $3. So really, I paid $6.99 for it, which is a great deal. Uniracers has a fantastic soundtrack. It's a lot of fun. Really wacky racing game. There's a lot of really interesting like backstory about some like legal action regarding the game. I'm thinking about reviewing it at one point or another, so we'll see how the schedule holds up this year. I might be able to get to it, but who knows. All right. Oh boy. Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City for the Super Nintendo. This game is ridiculous. I paid $2 for it. Well worth it, in my opinion, just for the fact that I can say that I owned it. I've always seen this game on the shelves at game stores, and they always charge like $7 for it. I'm like, I'm not paying $7 for Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City. The game looks ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm gonna pass on that, but I did get it for a really good deal. $2, you really can't beat that price. On average, it goes for about $5 to $6, $7, right around that range. So I think I made out pretty good. Now this one I paid about retail for. This is Wanderers from Ys 3. And this game I remember renting as a kid, and I got so frustrated with it because it's a very difficult action RPG where you're left with, in the beginning, very, very, very little life, and enemies will destroy your life bar if you're not careful. You have to, in this game, you have to sneak around and be really, really, really careful when you're attacking. It definitely has a huge learning curve. You will die multiple times in the game. Basically, as you level up, your life bar will start growing, you'll start getting magic powers and magic abilities. So I haven't really gotten that far in this game, but I really want to because it's such a fun game. The music is incredible, and it's just a really fantastic title. Now, I know that this game has different ports on various different systems, and this may not be the best, but this is the one that I started out with. So when you talk about the Ys series or Ys or whatever you want to call it, this is the one that I grew up on, and definitely cut my teeth on it. Again, didn't get very far with the game, but I'm glad to have it back in my collection. Alright, now this one's a little marked up, but it's all cleanable. This is for Skyblazer for the Super Nintendo. Now, Skyblazer is actually a game that was developed by Sony, and it's right around that time when Sony was still working on the Super Nintendo CD system, and Nintendo and Sony still had a bit of a partnership, so to speak. So they were still making games for the system because it was doing very well. This game has definitely gone kind of under the radar. People are just starting to discover it, so the prices are starting to climb on this game, which is unfortunate because it's going to get harder and harder to find. Graphically, it's really a very beautiful game. It is a platformer, like an action platformer type game. Has a lot of like acrobatic type styles to it. I don't remember that much about it. I've only played like the first level of it. I remember owning it way back when. I had actually a boxed complete copy of it. Sold it at the time because it just, stupid me. Not thinking about the value of things in the future. And this was probably about 5-6 years ago, before the boom of retro gaming really kind of took place. So when Skyblazer jumped in value, I was like, I gotta find this thing cheap, and I actually did. So on average, Skyblazer goes for about $33 to $34 approximately. Sometimes the prices range, but on the Skyblazer game, the prices kind of range. I actually ended up getting it for only $20, which was a huge deal. So I'm really glad to have it in my collection. It's a really cool game, and you guys should definitely check it out. Now, these two are games that I got as a pairing from a friend. He gave me a really, really good hookup, my buddy Brian. You've seen him on the Castlevania episodes. He's been in the Undercover Cops episode. He's a really good friend of mine. And so he hooked me up for $10. He got me one game which isn't in the photo, Clay Fighter 63 1/3, which I didn't actually pull, Mortal Kombat Trilogy for the N64, and Nightmare Creatures for the Nintendo 64. So I'm really excited to have these games back in my collection. Actually, Nightmare Creatures I did rent when I was younger and played it and was like, alright, I like it, I dig it, it's cool. Mortal Kombat Trilogy I've never owned. I've only played Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, which I loved. And so I've always wanted Mortal Kombat Trilogy, so I'm glad that I was able to get all 3 of these games in my collection and be able to check them out, because they're all really cool. I'm going to put the prices like down here just so you guys can see them, because I mean, going over each price, it's just going to be a mouthful. So you'll be able to see what I paid versus what the games are worth. Now, I did go to my local game shop and they had an event called Congo, which is basically it's a Connecticut local area thing where you can go and you can it's basically a swap meet for gamers where you go, you could trade games, you could sell games, whatever you prefer to do. So the next few games that I'm about to show off come from Congo along with some of the other items. So I'll break it down for what items are what. But the first item is actually not a game, it is a soundtrack. It is the Perfect Dark soundtrack, which I'm really excited to have back in my collection. I have a digital copy of this that I ripped from the internet, but I'm really excited to have this back in my collection. We just played a track off of this on Pixel Tunes Radio. It is one of my favorite N64 soundtracks. It's excellent. Grant Kirkhope does the soundtrack a fantastic job, and so I'm really glad that I was able to get this back into my CD collection, of which I have almost over like 150 to 200 CDs. So pretty cool. Now for this, I actually only paid $15 for it, which I kind of was, there's no real price guide for it. I've looked it up online and I've seen it go for insane prices on eBay, like $399. Amazon has it. I don't even think actually Amazon had it listed. So it's kind of rare, kind of obscure that you'll find these soundtracks in the wild, but usually when you do, you can get them from other gamers who are just looking to sell soundtracks and are just looking to get rid of them, looking to give you a good deal. So luckily with Perfect Dark I was able to do that. Alright, next items on the list are strategy guides. Now this I actually picked up from the store with some store credit, and this is the iNinja strategy guide. This is one of the most underrated platformers of the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox generation. If you have not played iNinja, do yourself a favor and do it. It is a fantastic game. Really excellent, comes highly recommended from me. I love this game. So with iNinja, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll get the guide for it. I've beaten the game, it's a lot of fun. $2, I couldn't turn it down, so definitely a great value. The second thing was something that I bought from somebody, and in all honesty, I didn't know what I was getting. So basically, here's what went down. I went to this Congo event, started walking around, I ran into somebody who I know, this person who actually, she works in one of the game stores, not the one that I went to, but a different game store chain, Game Exchange, if you guys know. So I was talking to her a little bit, and she had mentioned she had some stuff for sale and trade. I was like, all right, cool. So I was interested in what she had, so I was like, what do you have for strategy guides? So she says, oh, I have Bayonetta. And I was like, oh, okay, well, how much are you looking to get for that? She said, I don't know, make me an offer. And I was like, I thought she meant the first Bayonetta. So I was like, I don't know, $2? And she was like, yeah, sure. And she's like, I'm really just looking to get rid of it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So she whips this thing out, and I'm just like, that's not Bayonetta 1. It's the hardcover edition of Bayonetta 2, still sealed. I was like, oh? So $2 I got this for. This thing sells for $35, and she gave it to me for $2, so I'm extremely grateful. That was such a great thing for her to do. I haven't actually opened it yet because I wanted to show you guys that it's actually factory sealed, which is really cool. Gargoyle's Quest 2 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Yeah, that's right. Gargoyle's Quest 2. It's not complete. So I just want to say it's not complete. It is the box and the game. Both are in really good shape. I'm going to go ahead and open up the box so I can show you guys what I got. Now, you're probably thinking, how much did I pay for this? Because this is a pretty big deal. Here's the game. It's got a little bit of markup. You may not be able to see it from here. It also has a back cover which says Ferrandino, I don't know. But that's very easy to get off with Magic Eraser. Comes with doesn't come with a manual as I said before, but it does come with the little black slip case and the dust, or the styrofoam in the bottom. So you're probably wondering, how much did I pay for this? I actually paid $63. Yeah, so I got a fantastic deal from a friend of mine, this guy Giancarlo. Really awesome, super nice guy who hooked me up. Definitely hooked me up. He is basically unloading all of his NES collection, and this game I had to have in my collection. So I'm super excited that I only got it for like $63. The game goes for, well, let's put it this way. Complete, it goes for like $200 or more. And so to get this for $63, I just have to find the manual. Unbelievable deal. So I'm very happy with that purchase. Now you're probably wondering, how can I top that? I mean, that's pretty rare and it's pretty hard to find, especially in box like that. Well, the other game that he got me, or he hooked me up with, Ninja Gaiden 3. That's right, I finally completed the collection of Ninja Gaiden games. I'm super excited. I am a huge Ninja Gaiden fan. I love all the original NES games. I even like the Xbox 360 games, the DS games, the Xbox game, the Wii U, Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge. Love all the games. Just an amazing series to play through. So, this one is also not complete. It happens to have a little sticker here which I have yet to figure out how to remove on the side. But I'm thinking I'm just going to use like a heating gun or something like that, something that will warm with the sticker so I can just peel it right off. This box is in unbelievable condition. I mean, it's got one small ding like right there in the corner. Otherwise, it's in fantastic shape. I actually sat down and played a little bit of this last week, and I mean, I've played it before. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun. It's not as good as 2 in my opinion, but it's really good. It's a little dirty, the outside of the cart, just on the bottom there. It's got some kind of weird stain. I just haven't cleaned it in all honesty, but it's very easily cleanable. So, Ninja Gaiden 3. Now this game, loose, goes for approximately $46, $47. I mean, I've seen it go on eBay, just like buy it now, it's for like 70 bucks. Complete, I've seen it go for about 100 something. So this one I also paid 65 for. Basically what I did was I traded my copy of Team Buddies, which I've been holding on to for a very long time. I paid $10 for it. I sold it to the store. They basically got they gave me like 65 or 60 and then 5 in store credit. So I used the 60 and then grabbed $5 and I bought it, and I'm very happy with my purchase. Do not regret it whatsoever. I'd rather take a game that I know I'm going to play in the future than a game that's just going to sit on my shelf because it's rare. So I'm really excited, really glad that I ended up getting this.